Hey guys, it's so lovely to be in a new space, somewhere beautiful that we get to share with you all. Today's class is going to be a lot about functional movement, getting up and down off of the ground. It doesn't matter what it looks like, feel into it. You guys will get the hang of it as we start to move through. But we're going to start today in a comfortable seat. Kneeling, cross-legged, you guys know the drill. Allow the shoulders to relax on an exhale. And then slowly drop right ear to right shoulder. Allow your chin to roll towards your chest. Left ear finds left shoulder. And crown of head rolls back. And continue this now. Just really long and slow circles with the head. There's no need to rush. And when the body encourages you to pause with sensation, pause. We'll take 2 more circles like this. If you want to go the other way to even it out, feel free. Good. Crown of head reaches back up towards the sky. 3 rolls of your shoulders back in space. 3 forward in space, overemphasizing this movement. And then we'll come to that all fours shape, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to start to take circles with the torso, distributing weight through the hands. You can either go into this disco cat, or you can start to flare the hips out to the side and bring them back towards the heels, flare them towards the other side. And to begin, we just want to create this intuitive movement, something that feels right for your body. Moving the spine, the hips, gripping down through the hands. We'll take 1 more breath just like this. Again, forget what it looks like, feel into it. Slowly find stillness, ground down through your right hand, left hand to the sky. Take a big breath in. And thread the left hand behind the right, left shoulder blade to the earth as you breathe out, pause. If you want to create a little bit more of a twist through the thoracic spine, reach your right hand to the sky. Wrap it behind you, tucking it into your left hip crease. Use that connection between right hand and left hip to start to draw your right shoulder closer to the sky. Keep the breath really fluid, keep it slow. We'll take just 1 more round here. On your next breath out, right hand to the earth. Lift the left arm up, take a big breath in, open the chest. Left hand to the earth as you breathe out. Right arm to the sky as you breathe in. Thread it through as you exhale and pause. If you took the half bind on the other side, I really encourage you to take it on this one as well. Just make sure that left shoulder, as much as it can, drawing up towards the sky. Feel this twist enter the spine. Just 1 more round of breath. Next, exhale, left hand to the earth, right hand to the sky as you breathe in, and back to your all fours as you breathe out. Set up the hands, grip the fingers, and then tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Start to pedal out through the heels if that's what your body needs. Breathe deep in and out of the belly. If you watched our belly breathing video, you'd know what I'm talking about. If not, you should watch it. But on your next breath in, rise up onto your toes. And as you breathe out, drop both heels off to the right side. So the outer edge of your right foot, the inner edge of your left foot is grounded, but keep the hips nice and high. We still want to push the floor away. And as you drop your hips off to the right, you might feel this left side body open up. Again, just 1 more breath here. Take it slow. Feel the sensation. A breath in, up onto the toes, and a breath out, roll to the other side. Keep your right hand heavily grounded, your sitting bones pointing up. That's going to create this length through the right side body. And just one more big breath in. Slow the breath out down. Back up onto the toes as you inhale. And as you exhale, walk your hands to your feet. Come into a forward fold at the back of your mat. Bend your knees so much that your belly is resting on your thighs. Keep that connection, belly to thigh, and then energetically start to point your sitting bones towards the sky. It's going to create a whole lot of length through the hamstrings. Just observe the sensation along with your breath. And just one more big breath in. And fold into that breath out. Slow and steady, roll up to standing. Feel vertebra stack on top of vertebra. And when you get to the top, roll the shoulders back and down. Urdhva Hastasana, feel length through the body as you breathe in. Uttanasana, forward fold, take it slow as you breathe out. Halfway lift, hands to shins, crown of head forward in space. Walk the hands to your high plank and pause. Keep pushing the floor away and keep tucking the tailbone down and under. Keep all of that engagement. If you want to come to your knees, shift forward in space first and then drop them down, but keep that tailbone tucked. Broaden the collarbones forward in space. Observe the shakes that are creeping into the arms. Can you stay in this stillness? Not feeling the need to distract yourself with anything else. Really nice hold. On your next breath in, shift forward. As you breathe out, lower all the way down to your belly. Baby cobra, as you breathe in, peel up through the chin and chest, squeeze shoulder blades together. Lower down as you breathe out. Two more like that. Breathe in, peel up, back body doing the work. Lower down as you exhale. For this last one, make sure you hover the hands if you haven't already. They're not pushing into the ground. It's the back body working. Lower down, slow exhale. Push to your all four shape. Breathe in. Keep the belly on. Our downward facing dog as you exhale. Sun salutation A to begin. Rise up onto your toes. Take a big breath in. Bend your knees. Look forward. Step, jump, float to the top. Land in your halfway lift. Use a breath into a right. Fold as you exhale. Hands rise up. Urdhva Hastasana. Breathe in deep. Uttanasana. Forward fold as you breathe out. That halfway lift. Weight should be in the toes. Hands to the earth. Step or jump back. Low plank. Elbows hug in. Upward facing dog. Squeeze shoulder blades together just like in cobra. Downward facing dog. Use a breath out. Rise up onto your toes. Breathe in. Bend your knees as you exhale. Step, jump, float to the top. Slow and steady. Halfway lift. Forward into the space. Exhale. Urdhva Hastasana. Rise up. Slow and steady. Hands to heart as you exhale. Now this is where we begin our flow. But I really encourage you guys, again, don't worry about what it looks like. We're not trying to copy Tyler exactly. You'll find your variation of this movement. Let's take an exhale together. Push your belly button in towards your spine. Chair pose, Utkatasana as you inhale. Yes, tuck that tailbone down and under. Instead of flaring sitting bones out, we want to ensure that the belly stays on, the tailbone is tucked, biceps by your ears. Really nice. Your feet can be together or apart, whatever you'd like. We're going to take one more big breath in here. As you exhale, start to drop your sitting bones down to the earth into a really low squat. Good. We're going to move as we inhale into a high boat variation. This is what Tyler's high boat looks like. Your knees can be bent, your feet can even be on the floor. As long as we've got this beautiful long line through the spine, crown of head drawing up, squeeze shoulder blades together. Really, really nice. All right, this is where it gets interesting. Let's take one more big breath in. As you exhale, move back into your squat. Your hands can come to the earth. Next breath in, chair pose, Utkatasana, reach up. Really nice. Dekasana, right foot stays, lift the left leg. Good. The inner seam of your left foot, draw it up towards the sky. That's going to help square off these hips. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep your gaze still. Let's take one more breath out. Slowly drop the back toes, reach forward, extended arrow, breathe in. We want to stay nice and high on the ball of your back foot. Broaden your left knee towards the sky. Keep reaching forward, pinky fingers turn towards one another. Let's take one more big breath in. Skandasana as you breathe out. High or low, yogi's choice. Listen to the body. It'll look different every single class, and that's amazing. Just keep drawing shoulder blades together behind you, knees and toes in line. Last breath out, getting ready to move. Stork pose, right foot grounds. Lift that left knee up to the sky as you breathe in. Pause. Land in this shape. Make sure there's this long straight line from heel through crown of head. Keep pushing the floor away with your right foot to lift higher. Let's take one more buoyant big breath in. Foot to floor, hands to heart center as you breathe out. All right, we're going to go to the other side. Let's take a breath out together, yogis. Utkatasana, chair pose. As you breathe in, tuck the tailbone. Short pause here just to set up. Make sure that you're at a depth that suits you, knowing we're going to move lower. Let's take our last big breath in. As you exhale, really low squat. Good. As you breathe in, find your variation of high boat. Core on. Keep the chest broad, collarbones squeezing together. Really nice. Let's take one more big breath in, getting ready to move. Slow and steady, move back into your low squat. A breath in lifts you up to chair pose. A breath out, Dekasana, leave the left foot, lift the right. Keep squeezing your shoulder blades together. There's a lot of moving up and down, back and forward. This is that functional movement. Let's take our last breath out. Again, prepare for this transition. As you breathe in, drop the back toes really slow. Reach forward, extend your arrow. Through the crown of your head, it's like it's drawing forward away from the back heel. Keep the belly lifted off of the thigh. Keep the core on. Let's take our last big breath in. Skandasana as you breathe out. All of that heat that we build throughout our flow, this is where we get to find that strength at end range. Our muscles are pulled to length, but we're still building strength there. This is really important for the body. You can see Tyler's Skandasana looks a little different from the other side. Honor that in your body too. Let's breathe out. Get ready, stork pose, ground that left foot. Right knee rises, pause, catch that balance. After using that momentum, can you slow it down? Can you catch it with strength? Keep that belly button in. Hands lifted, one more big breath in. Foot to floor, Samastitihi as you breathe out. All right, one breath, one movement. That's where we're moving next. But you getting up and down off of the earth, that's a really important movement for our body, but whatever it looks like, it's perfect. Let's breathe out together. Utkatasana, chair pose, sitting bones low, hands high. That low squat, drop down slow as you breathe out. High boat variation, take a big breath in. Controlled back towards your squat as you breathe out. Utkatasana, keep the sitting bones low, hands high. Right foot stays, lift the left leg. Dekasana, exhale. Drop the back toes slowly, reach forward, breathe in. Skandasana, slow and steady, drop the weight. Ground down the right foot, lift that left knee, take a big breath in, stay high. Foot to floor, hands to heart, breathe out. Straight away, Utkatasana, breathe in, sit a little lower, good. Slowly move into your squat as you breathe out. Core on as you find your high boat, breathe in. Control and steady into your low squat, breathe out. Utkatasana, take a big breath in. Ground the left foot, lift the right. Dekasana, breathe out. Slow and steady, drop the back toes, reach further forward, inhale. Skandasana, slow and steady. Nice. Stork pose, breathe in. Foot to floor, hands to heart, breathe out. Keep moving, guys, as you inhale, Utkatasana. See if you can get this moving all into one fluid motion, that low squat as you exhale. High boat, belly on as you breathe in. Slow and steady. See how Tyler's lifting up really slow into his chair pose? That's what we're looking for. Right foot down, left leg lifts, Dekasana, even that transition, moving steady. Really nice. Extended arrow, breathe in, belly button in. Skandasana, low and slow, breathe out. See if you can use as little momentum as possible. Stork as you inhale. Samastitahi, reset, breathe out. Utkatasana, use a big breath in to arrive. Low squat as you exhale, find the core, take a big breath in. That functional movement, find it as you move back towards chair, inhale. Dekasana, a long breath out, whole breath in, arrowhead. Skandasana, drop the weight slow towards that back leg. Moving even slower towards stork as you breathe in. Foot to floor, hands to heart, breathe out. Moving up and down off of the earth without your hands is actually a really important part of movement and something that we're trying to create. So for this last time through either side, I'm going to encourage and challenge you guys, try not to use your hands. One more time either side when you're ready. Utkatasana, take a big breath in. Use the breath out to drop low into your squat. Inhale, spine long, chest broad, high boat, breathe in. That low squat moving slow as you exhale. Breathe in, find the buoyancy for chair. Breathe out, Dekasana, lift the left leg, squeeze shoulder blades. Drop the back toes, reach forward, keep the belly on, inhale. Skandasana, that strength at end range, can you find it? Stork, ground the right to lift the left, big breath in. Foot to floor, hands to heart, breathe out. This is our last side through, guys. Take a big breath in, sit low in your chair. See if you can control that movement as you take a seat, exhale. Whole breath in to find the belly, turn it on. Use the breath out to find that low squat. Chair pose, hands high, hips low. Dekasana, inner seam of right foot lifting up. Drop those toes slower, reach forward, breathe in. Skandasana, low and slow as you exhale. Last stork pose, move steady. Hands to heart, foot to floor, breathe out. And just take a moment here to observe how the body's feeling. To notice what's going on in the hips and the belly. We're going to take just one more big breath in. Enjoy that stillness. And a really long breath out. So we're going to continue to be moving up and down off of the earth while finding length and strength in the lower half. So you guys are going to take a wide-legged stance on your mat. Tyler's going to leave his right foot forward and his left foot back. Now here, I'm going to encourage you guys, have your heels in and your toes pointed out. Good. Once again, don't worry about what this looks like. It's all about what it feels like. All right. As you breathe out, goddess pose. Good. So you'll see here, Tyler's knees and toes are in line with one another. He's chosen his hands to be here, but if you want your hands at heart center, you're more than welcome. But we want to ensure we're not flaring out through the tailbone and we're tucking it under. Keep the belly on. All right, once again, we're going to move from this shape. Let's take an exhale. Prana pull, reach up, take a big breath in. Skandasana over the right leg as you breathe out. There's going to be a little bit of fancy footwork. Now you guys have been in this shape before, but I'm going to encourage you, come a little lower than what you would. Take a big breath in, push your hands towards one another. Drop your sitting bones down as you breathe out. Bring the inner right knee to the earth and lift up through the crown of the head as you inhale. Fold over this leg as you exhale. If this knee doesn't come perfectly to the earth, that is totally fine. We just want to ensure that we're not placing any pressure on that inner knee. And when you fold forward, we're just looking for a little bit of length through the hamstring. Let's take our last breath out, fold into the space. As you breathe in, lift back up into your Skandasana. Push your right foot into the earth. Slow and steady, lift the hands up as you inhale. Goddess pose as you breathe out. Really nice. Just pause one last time. Find that depth in this shape. Knees and toes in line. Strength at end range. Let's breathe out. Hands rise to the sky. Take a big breath in. Skandasana as you exhale. Crown of head pulling up towards the sky. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Finding that depth. That's a little lower than normal because we know as we breathe out, we're going to drop our sitting bones down. Allow the inner left knee to come to the earth and then fold. Really nice. We are finding a whole lot of length through the lower half throughout this little flow. But again, take your time. Listen to the body. Fold into that last exhale. Crown of head to the sky as you breathe in. Push up Skandasana as you breathe out. Hands rise to the sky. Prana pull as you inhale. Goddess squat as you exhale. We're going to flow this through. One breath, one movement. Take it slow and steady. Breathe out. Hands rise to the sky. Take a big breath in. Skandasana over the right leg as you breathe out. Drop the sitting bones, internally rotate, lift up through the spine. Fold as you breathe out, find the space. As you breathe in, lift back up. Set up in your Skandasana, breathe out. Hands rise to the sky, take a big breath in. Drop into that goddess squat as you breathe out. Back up, move slow, inhale. Skandasana over that left leg, drop the weight slow as you breathe out. Internally rotate through the left, lift up through the spine, breathe in. Fold as you exhale. Slow and steady, rise back up. Good. Find that prana pull, lift up, breathe in, buoyancy. Goddess squat as you breathe out. One more time, guys. Breathe in, lift up. Skandasana, right leg, exhale. Lift the crown of the head high, drop the right knee, breathe in. Fold into the space as you breathe out. Slow and steady, lift back up, inhale. Set up Skandasana as you exhale. Hands rise, legs straight, breathe in. Drop lower into your goddess squat, breathe out. Rise up, inhale. Left side Skandasana, exhale. Crown of head high, left knee in, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Lift back up for the last time, inhale. Set up that Skandasana, exhale. Slow and steady, lift up, breathe in. Keep the legs as they are, just forward fold as you breathe out. This time you can have your heels out, your toes in. Fold into this space. Now here, guys, if you're really familiar with a headstand, you're more than welcome to go there. And that's for those advanced yogis that know their headstand well. If headstand is not a part of your practice, I'm going to encourage you to stay in this fold. For those of you yogis who are ready to go into the headstand, move there. But if you're not, just enjoy this space creeping in to the inner seam of the legs. We're going to stay here for 3 more rounds of breath. Yogi's choice, wherever you are, enjoy it. Commit to it. For those of you in headstand, slowly make your way out. Good. Let's take our last big breath in. Take a little halfway lift. Use your hands to fold into the space just a little more as you exhale. Really nice, guys. Rise back up as you take a big breath in, all the way up. And step that back foot forward to the front of the mat as you breathe out. And once again, take a pause, notice that lower half. Maybe a little pedal through the legs, a soften of the shoulders. Let's take just one last big breath in and out in this stillness. And then really slowly, we're going to meet in a hero's pose, just kneeling on your mat. And I'll get you guys to look forward at Tyler. We're going to work our way into an arm balance. Now this is probably something you haven't really seen in many of our classes. Some of you may have seen it in studio, but it's a little different. It's called peacock. And what's most different about it is our hand placement. So make sure that you're looking forward. From here, we're going to come to an all-fours shape. Just watch for a moment. And then from your all-fours shape, start to turn your hands back towards your knees. Make sure your thumbs are on the outer edges, not on the inner edges. From here, you're going to take a bend in your elbows. It's going to feel strange. And place the elbows to the midline of the body, right? We want to tuck them in as much as we can. From there, lengthen out the legs, lift up onto your toes. Start to walk forward just a little bit. Take weight forward. And then see if one foot, maybe 2 feet, can slowly lift up and off of the earth. Now your chin and your face is going to be pretty close to the earth, but we don't want to dump any weight into the face. We just want to make sure it's still lifted as well. But what you guys would have noticed in Tyler's body, I'm going to get him to do it just one more time. He's hugging his elbows to the midline, placing the body on his elbows. See how he shifted forward, and that's what lifted the legs. It wasn't like a little jump forward. He wasn't just kicking his legs up to the sky and hoping for the best. He was using backline strength within the body to lift the legs up in space. Now this is a really tough arm balance. Probably one of the arm balances that has been around for the longest in our asana, but it's really tough. If you want to keep playing with this, pause the video, play. If you have questions, reach out. We would love to help you with this one because it's a really fun arm balance. But if you've finished playing, roll out through the wrists. And just make sure that there's no leftover sensation in the hands or the wrists. And then once you're ready, really slowly, we're going to kick the legs out to one side and lay down on our backs. And just take a moment to pause. Maybe you place your hands on your belly. Breathe into your hands. Feel them rise and fall. Close down through your eyes. And at this point in class, we've got this beautiful opportunity just to appreciate what the body is capable of. To appreciate all of the shapes that you created. And appreciate that you're practicing this functional movement within the body. Just one more big breath in. Breathe all of the air out. Really slowly, we're going to set up the feet for bridge pose. Bring the feet to sitting bones distance apart. Before we start to move into this, which we're going to do slowly, I'm going to ask you guys to really focus on your big toe mound, where your big toe meets your foot. Ground that into the earth a lot. We're going to move through the spine one little part at a time. So as you begin to breathe in, lift just the hips up first and then pause. And then slowly the lower back rises, pause. From there you feel the thoracic start to rise, and when you get to your height, tuck your shoulders in and underneath. Clasp your hands behind you in those outer seams of the arms. Ground them down to open the chest towards the back of the room. Ground down through those big toe mounds. Don't forget that. Really, really important. And keep opening the chest up. Find this anterior side opener. We're going to stay for just one more big breath in. Good. Lower the hips down as you breathe out. Windscreen wiper the knees from side to side. Wash away that sensation. Anything that may have built up in the lumbar spine, feel that slowly move out of the body. And just take that mindful pause. Bring the legs back to center. We're going to set up for bridge pose once again, but this time you've got the freedom to move into it how you please. If you like that segmental spinal control, practice that once again by slowly the hips, lumbar spine, thoracic lifts up off the earth. Be mindful about that movement. Start to open up through the chest, ground down through the feet. Start to transfer that weight into the right foot. Lift the left sole of the foot up towards the sky. Keep your hips square. Keep pushing up through the left sole of your foot. One last big breath in. Drop the left foot as you breathe out. Lift the right as you inhale. Stay buoyant through the hips. Keep pushing the floor away. Chest stays open. Just one more big breath in, yogis. Stay nice and high. Lower the foot down as you breathe out. Windscreen wiper the knees. And take your time with this movement. Now we have one more back bend up for offer, just one more. And once again, for those yogis who have wheel as a part of their practice, I'm going to encourage you to go there. But if wheel is not a part of your practice, please stay with bridge. It's just as good. When you're ready, use a breath in. Everybody move through bridge pose. You can stay there, or maybe you start to frame the head with your hands. You push into the earth with the feet and with the hands, so much so you lift up into wheel. Now for those of you in bridge and wheel, slow and steady, ground down the right foot, lift the left leg. See if you can manage wheel or bridge on just one foot. Keep it lifted. One more big breath in, stay. As you breathe out, left foot comes down, right rises, keep pushing the floor away. Left toes pointing forward. Last breath in. Everybody slowly release. Drop to the back of your shoulders, not the crown of your head in wheel. Rock your knees from side to side. Slow down the breath. Make sure you're controlling those exhales as they leave the body. Slowly hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe you rock and roll up the spine, either from side to side or up and down, whatever feels best. And just one more breath like this. Wherever you are, enjoy that big buoyant inhale. And that long and slow exhale. We're moving into either shoulder stand or Viparita Karani next. For those of you who move into shoulder stand and feel any pressure in your neck, I really suggest you stay with Viparita Karani. So for those of you moving into Viparita Karani, lift the soles of your feet up to the sky, clench your fists and place them underneath your hips, or use a pillow or a block just to elevate the hips a little. If you're coming into shoulder stand, use just a touch of momentum. Catch the lower back, lift the soles of your feet up to the sky. Keep your gaze to your feet. And ensure there's no pressure in the neck. It's in the shoulders. That's where the weight sits. Keep lifting up through the soles of your feet in shoulder stand, in Viparita Karani. Enjoy the stillness. In this inversion, we start to reactivate the parasympathetic nervous system and bringing us back into that state of calm after lifting the heart rate in our back bend. We're going to take 2 more rounds of breath in this posture. Wherever you are, see if you can really commit to that stillness. For those of you who are comfortable in shoulder stand, plow is available for you. Dropping your toes overhead, touching them to the earth. Release your hands from your lumbar spine. Clasp your hands together. Push that outer seam into the earth like we did in bridge. Viparita Karani, please stay as you are. That posture is perfect, just the way it is. If you're in plow, and once again you're comfortable, you can move through deaf man's pose, bringing your knees to your ears. And just feeling this full flexion of the spine after extension. And no matter what variation of these shapes you've created, from here we slowly begin to move towards laying on our back. Control your exit. Treat the body with love and with care. Move really gently. Land in this stillness. Elongate the breath. If the sun is on your skin, enjoy its warmth. Maybe you're inside, so you notice your clothes draping over your skin. Become really mindful as to how the body is feeling. Check in. And once you feel as if you are ready to continue, know you can stay here longer if you need. We're coming into fish pose. So bring the palms of your hands to the earth, down by your side. And then wherever they land, lift up the body and tuck them in and underneath. From there, roll your shoulders underneath your chest. Hug your elbows to the midline. Ground down your elbows so much so that we start to lift up through the heart space towards the sky or the ceiling. Drop the crown of your head back. We're not applying any pressure to the crown of the head, but we just want to open up through the throat. Breath remains fluid. Feel this anterior side opener, and for these last two breaths, if you know the full variation of fish, by lifting up your legs to the sky, turning on your belly, you are more than welcome to go there. Yogi's choice. You do what suits you best. Just one more big breath in wherever you are. And as you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest first. Lower the body down to the earth. Hands to your belly. Feel your breath. Just take that pause. One more big breath in. And a really long breath out. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself that loving hug. And start to rock and roll up and down the spine until you land in a seat. I'll get you to face forward. We're coming into Gomukhasana, an opener for our outer hips. So your left outer knee, bring that to the earth and to the midline. Your left heel will find your left hip. And then your right knee, see if you can stack that on top of your left as close to as possible. Now here, if you feel any pressure, especially in this bottom knee, you can straighten the bottom leg. If you're skew-if through the hips and one sitting bone is peeling off of the earth, please find a pillow and sit on top of it. But from here, you can take a breath in, lift up through the crown of your head. And as you breathe out, if that space is there, fold into it. Feel the hips begin to open. And drape the torso over your legs. Just observe how the breath in expands that midsection. You might lift up just a little. And as you breathe out, the body offers space to fold a little deeper. We'll take just 3 more rounds of breath here. Enjoying this hold, making the most to finding space. Take your last breath in. Hold deeper as you breathe out. Slow and steady. Lift up. We'll swap over sides. You can either turn yourself off to the left, keep turning, and land. Or maybe you just swap over your legs. Either or. One side will be totally different to the other. And that's just due to the way that we live our lives, our everyday activities, creating these differences from the left to the right. And that's okay. First observe it, notice it, adjust the body to suit it, and then if that space is there, fold. Know that if you folding forward doesn't feel right, you do not have to. As that space grows through the outer hips, and you appreciate the space. Appreciate this conversation that the body has begun. We'll take just 2 more rounds of breath here. Slowly peel up. Release through the legs, take them out wide. Make sure that your toes are pointed towards the sky as you breathe in, lift up through the crown of your head. As you breathe out, fold to your depth. There is absolutely no reason to force this. And just surrender the weight of your torso towards the earth. Keep those toes pointed up. Keep that focus surrounding the expansion of your belly and the contraction of your belly. Just one more big breath in. See if you can fold a touch deeper as you breathe out. Slowly rise back up. Send both legs together. Paschimottanasana is where we land. You can take the hamstring stretch variation by taking your sitting bones back in space, your crown of your head up in space, hinging at the hips, sending your chest towards your toes. Or if you would prefer the passive variation, to open up that back functional line of fascia, begin to slump the body forward. Drop your chin to your chest. Allow all effort to slowly creep out of the body. The weight of your chin heavily falls towards your chest. The weight of your forehead drops heavy towards your knees. Slow the breath down. There's still that element of control there. Just 3 more rounds of breath to find that space and to open the back line. Really slowly begin to peel back up. Lay all the way down on your back. Take that mindful pause, check in once again. Notice how the body feels. Observe the length of your breath. Start to hug your right knee in towards your chest and draw circles with the knee, hugging it towards the midline, out towards the armpit, and then forward in space. If there's any grainy or sticky movement, see if you can work through that. And after finding all of this range in the hips, just observe how this ball and socket joint is feeling. Last one. And then as you exhale, drop that right knee to the left side, adjust the hips to the right just a little, and find that supine twist. An opportunity to rinse out through the body, to find that space through the midsection. Use every exhale to twist just a little deeper. And you commit to that stillness for just 2 more rounds of breath. Slowly move back towards center. Readjust the hips, send the right leg out long, hug that left knee in, draw your circles. Does this side feel different to the other? Can you notice that change? Continue to move slow. Just 2 more rounds. Once you are ready, that supine twist awaits, ensuring that your shoulder blades remain grounded. And that left knee super heavy. As the spine begins to twist, can you surrender a little more? Just 2 more rounds of breath. Begin your journey back to center. Find Supta Baddha Konasana. Allow the spine to come back neutral. Release the outer knees to the earth. Find that gentle opening through the hips. As the belly rises and falls, you notice that effortless lift up in space. And that effortless fall back towards the earth. And just 2 more rounds of breath here. And then once you are ready, Shavasana awaits our last and final pose. As you lay in this shape, in stillness, the practice fuses together as one and lands in the body. Every time the mind wanders a little too far away, the breath will gently guide it by the hand back to this stillness, back to this well-deserved break. Gently bring your awareness back from wherever it may have wandered. Breathe in and out of the belly deeper. Saturate your body with oxygen. Introduce gentle movement if that's what you crave. And then once you feel as if you are ready, roll to your favorite side. From there, slowly bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Close down your eyes. Hands land at heart center in Anjali Mudra. And just take a moment to notice this is where we began our journey. Observe the difference within the mind and the body. Together we acknowledge the practice, we acknowledge each other, and we acknowledge ourselves. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you guys so much for joining us in this beautiful location, which now you'll be seeing a lot more of. We really look forward to sharing this practice and sharing these beautiful places with you. See you next time, guys.
Thanks, guys.